umesomesha sana, wenye shida umesaidia wote, wenye njaa umewapa chakula, nguo zako umepeana zote.
Hi viewers, my name is Pastor Lucy Paynter. I'm here at Samrock Media, and with me we have a guest. She's going to tell us her name and what she does. Welcome to Samrock Media.
Thank you very much, Samrock Media. Thank you, Pastor Lucy. I'm grateful to have this chance to come here and just talk about what I do. Thank you, viewers in the diaspora. I thank God that I'm now in the diaspora. I'm happy I'm here in Boston, in Massachusetts. My name is Pastor Pere, and I'm a minister of the gospel. I work with the Anointed of God Ministries, and what I do is that I advocate for girls against the FGM, which has still been happening so much in some communities in Africa. Maybe here you people don't know that it's still happening, but it is. So that's what I'm doing. I'm working with the girls, and I'm happy that I'm doing this.
Thank you, Anne. It's a noble cause, working with girls, advocating against FGM. So can you please tell us how you came to start advocating for girls and where you do this?
Okay, I'm a Maasai from Ongatarongai in Kenya. I got married to Abakuria. So when I went to their place, I saw that there was a lot of illiteracy, and especially with girls, most of them are not educated. That's when I started digging on the problem. And I wanted to know, why are girls not educated around here? Because where I come from, almost everyone is educated. Because Nairobi is the capital city of Kenya, and their education is just a normal thing. It's normal. So when we went to Korea, I started digging out, why are girls not educated? Why are they giving birth when they're so young? So that is where I started, Pastor Lucy. That is where now I started digging out, why are they not going to school? Why are they giving birth when they are so young? Why do they have so many children at a very small age? Like, I got married at age 23, and a woman at age 23 is a mother of adults, almost adults. Teenagers who are over 15 years. So I was like, she's just so young, and she has so very big children. So how come? And then she has so many children, like 10, 11, 12. That is where I started. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what did you find out when you started digging out? I understand that was kind of a cultural shock. So what did you find out, and how did you address the issue?
So after I had talked to a few women, I found out the reason why these ladies are getting married so early, and the reason why they are not educated was because they go through a cultural rite, a rite of passage, which is FGM, female genital mutilation. To them, it's circumcision. But they don't know the consequences of whatever they are doing. So when I realized this is the reason, because after the circumcision, the girls don't go to school anymore. They are women now. They are grown-ups. They don't need to go to school now. What they need is to be married and have their own children and their husbands.
And I'm guessing, like, when you found out that, you were shocked, and that still you voiced up your voice against it. How did people take it? Like, you are against circumcision and you're shocked about them practicing circumcision to girls. How did they take it?
The elderly women and men, they didn't like it, because they thought this lady has come into our family to change the culture. But it was not to change the culture, but to enlighten them about the effects of that FGM. So I started talking to girls and to women, creating awareness that FGM is not the best thing to do. Mm-hmm. So some of them took it positively, especially the younger generation, but the older generation, they were not for it.
And even after facing opposition, I believe that you went ahead and continued creating awareness and talking to girls, talking to young women. And did you get support? Who supported you? as you continue to speak up against it?
Most of the support I got maybe from the few ladies who are educated, mostly them that were brought up in the urban areas, teachers. Mostly I was supported by the teachers and the church, because the church understands that this FGM is not the right thing to do. So they supported me. But most of the traditional people, they didn't get it. They didn't understand why we were so much against the FGM.
And so, what about the girls? When you spoke to the girls, are there girls who said no to FGM and said, okay, we are not going to do it? And what happened to those girls?
Yes, Pastor Lucy. When we were talking to girls, these girls, some of them accepted the message. They understood when you tell them it's a health hazard, you tell them the consequences of FGM, you will lose your education. They understood. And some of them said yes. But some of them didn't. Those who said yes, they also had to face the consequences of going against the traditions. When they went back to their parents, they told them that they're not going to go for the FGM. Some of them were sent away from home. Some of them were forced into it, because you see, they're still very young. And parents have power over their children, of course. So some of them were forced. Those who didn't have anywhere to go after they were sent away. So those ones are the ones that mostly we are taking care of.
That is good. And what support have you gotten from the government? I understand that FGM is illegal in Kenya and it's still happening. What support have you gotten from the government?
Yeah, FGM is illegal. It is not allowed by the government, though tradition somehow is getting its way through the FGM. But the chief, sometimes I talk to the chiefs, sometimes I talk to government officials, and they are very supportive about it. They want FGM to be kicked out of Kenya. But sometimes it's also difficult for them because they are living in that community, and sometimes the people in the community are so much against them when they stand against the FGM. Yeah.
Okay, and has there been incidences of people who have been caught doing it? Because I understand it's not done in a hospital. Since it's a traditional practice, maybe it's done by, you can tell us why it's done. And has there been incidences of people who have been caught by the government and maybe faced the law because of doing it?
Yeah, FGM mostly is done maybe in the forest or somewhere near the river, because it's a traditional thing. So girls of a particular age, every year they do it, mostly in December when it's holiday time in schools. So they take these girls somewhere near the river, they do the FGM. Mostly they hide it from the government because it is not right, it is a wrong thing to do. So they know it is wrong, they are hiding, and sometimes they are caught. The ones who are doing it, they are caught. Once they are caught, they have to face the law. Like there's an example of a girl who was circumcised and she got very sick. And because this thing is illegal, they just know it is illegal. They know they're not supposed to do it, so they hid. They were hiding, and the girl was bleeding badly. She had to be taken to the hospital. But they didn't want to take her to the hospital because they knew once they take her to the hospital, they're going to face the law. So they left her at home. So by the time they were taking her to hospital, she died on the way.
So sad.
And those ones were not caught, but there were some that were caught later, and they had to face the law, both the parents of the girl and the circumciser. Oh yeah.
Wow, it is so sad to hear that. And I believe that what we need is to create more awareness. We need to educate more. We need more people to speak up against it. And apart from educating the girls, visiting different churches and different social gatherings and talking against it, what else have you been doing?
What we have been doing, after visiting the social gatherings, we take the outcome. Some of the girls that have accepted, I told you they've been sent away from home. So those girls, what I do, because I am not able to take care of all of them, sometimes I talk with some of the friends. There are a few women who support me, the church women and the teachers. So I talk to them to stay with the girl for a while. But you know, this is a burden that they can't carry for so long. So sometimes I have them in my house. Like most of them, I have housed in my own house. I have stayed with them until that season is over. They go back home. I take them back home. But it is not a good solution, according to me, because after that, next year, there's going to be such a season again. Then that means they'll still have to run away. And what I was thinking, if we could have a center for these girls, the ones that have been sent away from their houses, from their homes, but they've been sent away by their parents or their grandparents, if we would have a center for them, it would work better. That they would be going to school from the center, they would get their education, because FGM has robbed them of their education, because once you're circumcised, it means that's the end of education. You're becoming a mother, you're becoming a wife. And I thought, instead of getting them to my house and then sending them back after the season, I don't think that is right. So that is why I was thinking, I am planning to open up a center for the girls, where they will be coming and staying there and studying from there until they reach a maturity age, maybe 18 years, then they can be on their own. Yeah. Like right now, Pastor Lucy, I have one. I have stayed with her for 5 years. She's now graduating from high school this month. And I'm just proud about her. She's just a wonderful girl. So if we can do that for more, I think we'll do a good job.
Thank you. Yeah, for those people who do not know what FGM is and whether it exists in this century, what can you tell us to create awareness and to let people know that FGM is still there? There are people who are still practicing FGM, and for somebody who has heard this word FGM for the first time, what can you tell us?
For someone who doesn't know about FGM, I know there are people who have never even heard about it. FGM, it involves the cutting or removal of the genitals, of the female genitalia, the upper part, maybe the clitoris, and they cut it, they remove it, and then some of them they sew it, some they don't. So it is not a good practice. It is way past time, it is past tense, and it is illegal even in Kenya, and people know it is illegal. The Kenyans, the ones who are doing it, the Kuria people, because mostly I work with the Abakuria community, they know it is not right. And for someone who doesn't know, they should just know it still exists. Many people think it is already gone and forgotten, but it still exists, though silently in hiding, but it is still there. It is still being practiced. Yeah.
And what are the health hazards? What are the outcome of somebody who has gone through FGM?
For one, it ashames the girl. You see, a girl is usually, it's her private parts that are being interfered with. So for one, it gives her shame. It ashames her. The other thing, it lowers her self-esteem. So she's not able to be confident as a girl, as a woman. The other thing, it robs her of her education. So she is not able to continue with her education. The other thing that it does, number 4, it oppresses them as women, because it brings down the sexual leisure of a woman. The main reason why they do it is to compose the woman, to make her, to stop her from having that desire, the sexual desire, and to please the man more. So you see, the woman has a problem, and when it comes to giving birth, I'm telling you, it is a risk. Most of them have babies, the babies die. Their lives also are at risk, because after the FGM, the genital part cannot have the elastic, it can't expand. So giving birth to children becomes very difficult. So the mother could die and the child also could die. Yeah.
Thank you for that information for those who do not know about FGM. And now let's come to your organization, the Achievers Girls Initiative. And what are your goals? What is your mission? And how would you like us to partner with you?
Our mission is to help those girls, the women, the young women, to define their own destiny, because this is a male-dominated community. Every decision is made by the males. So the woman also has a right to make her own decisions, to know whether she wants to go to school or not, whether she wants to get married or not, because most of the marriages are forced. She is forced to get married just because she got circumcised. So we want to come up with a generation where the woman has a right to her own self. We want to see this inhumanity going away from our community. Yeah, that is what we want. So we want the girl to have an education. We want the girl child to be happy, to enjoy being a woman. There's a time I can give maybe an example of my husband's grandmother, who said that her name should not be given to a girl. She's a woman, but she says she doesn't want girls to be named after her. Her name should be given to boys. That means she's not proud of being a woman. And I would love to see these girls being proud of who they are. They are women, they are girls, they should be proud of it. Yeah.
So I understand that so far you have been taking the girls, and together with the other women who you work with, you house the girls. What about their education? Do you support them to get an education? Or what do you do about them? Apart from housing them during the season, what else do you do?
What we do, we look for partners who can help us to help the girls access some meaningful education, the formal education, which they are still not able to access. We also want to see girls getting some life skills. They can be able to take care of themselves, and we also want to offer them the reproductive health education and also the resources. That is why I'm appealing to anyone who desires to partner with us. You can partner with us for this noble cause. Please do partner with us, because we have so many girls who need education. As a person, I can only do so much, but when you join me together, we can do a lot.
Thank you very much. One more question before we go. I understand that FGM is practiced as a passage of right from childhood to adulthood.
Oh, yeah.
Have you thought of a way of something else we can do with the girls instead of them going through the FGM? Is there a way we can also enable them to go through the passage of right, like from childhood to adulthood, without subduing them to FGM? Is there a solution you can come up with?
Yes, there's a solution, because the rite of passage is an important thing in the Kuria community. What we can do, we can always come up with a ceremony, invite the elderly, invite the young, and make it just a ceremony like it would be if they had undergone FGM. We can take these girls to a place where they can have the education of adulthood, just as they do after the FGM, because they take them somewhere, talk to them about the culture, talk to them about what is expected to them of them after they are grown up. So we can still do the same, but just skip the FGM part, the cutting part. Then we can do the celebration. The ceremony will be very good. They will know that they have they have gone through the rite of passage, and now they are adults. Instead of doing the actual cut, we can do the ceremony, and it will still work. Yeah.
Thank you very much for being with us. We really appreciate you have created awareness. You have enlightened us of what you're doing, and give us your contacts, give us where you are specifically, and so that in case somebody wants to partner with you, so that we can be able to reach you.
I'm in Kenya, and my phone number, you can call me. Maybe you can call me on 254 727 895531. Again, the number is plus 254 727 895531. You can also send me an email on pereann@yahoo.com. I will get the email. I will get back to you. You can send an SMS. You can also partner with, you can also talk to Pastor Lucy if you're here in America. You can talk to her. She'll get to me and she's going to give us her number, and God will bless you.
Amen. Thank you very much, viewers. I have visited the Achievers Girls Initiative in Korea, and I have seen the work they are doing. I happened to attend one of the empowerment meetings and talked with the girls, talked with the young women, and I can tell you that Pastor Ann is doing a good job. So in case you'd like to partner with her, encourage her, support a girl education, and also they are building a shelter home for the girls right now. In case you'd like to partner with them and you're here, my number is 978-332-2700. Again, 978-332-2700. Thank you and God bless you. Yeah, and now for those who have already gone through FGM, the Achievers Girls Initiative, you also assist them. And what message can you give to them? Because there are others who are out there that really went through FGM. They don't talk about it, and sometimes they feel discouraged because of what they went through. So what can you tell those who have already gone through it?
Pastor Lucy, one thing I'll tell you, that even the ones who have gone through the FGM, some of them don't like it. But because it's cultural, sometimes they are not able to fight it. But I would like just to encourage them that they shouldn't be discouraged. It doesn't define them, whether you've gone through it or not. If you've gone through it, don't worry. Start your life now from where you are. You can still continue. If you are not able to get an education, maybe if you're not married, don't get married yet. Go for school first. If you're married, I'm telling you, there are so many women in Kenya who are now in school despite being married. You may think that now that I have children, I'm not going to be able to go to school. But if you really desire it, you will be able to go to school. Enlighten yourself. Move on. And you'll see your life changing. I'm telling you, many women right now are in school. You won't be the first one. You will go, get your education, achieve whatever you want. Because FGM is not your definition. It doesn't define your future. Your future is in the hands of God. And whatever you want to achieve, you will achieve. Yeah.
Thank you. So, from a biblical point of view, is there any verse, is there anywhere in the Bible that FGM is? And as a pastor, what can you say? Why are you fighting against FGM?
One thing I know is biblically there's no FGM, because FGM, we are talking of female genital mutilation. It is not there. We remember Abraham. When Abraham, or because circumcision started in the time of Abraham, before it was not there. It was a covenant between God and his people. But God did not tell Abraham to go and circumcise Sarah. God told Abraham, you and the males that are with you and your male servants and your son Isaac should be circumcised. And from there, even in the Bible, you'll never see anywhere that they've been circumcising women, because the Lord knows. He's the one who created us. He knows it is not fit for women. That is why he didn't tell Abraham, circumcise Sarah. That is why it was never done. But now in the African community, we look at it like it is a good thing, but I'm telling you it is not.